Right here we are at the semi-final of the World Cup, and you just might be wondering yourself, as I am, when did it actually start? I mean, we just started the World Cup, but here we are, and we have had teams go back home, and we have teams remaining here. Four teams standing in the semi-final. Let's see who is going to be progressing to the finals and who's going to be playing the third place game. I know for a lot of teams, they would love to be in the finals, and all four teams have proved their mettle. They've shown that they're the best four and they have given all they have and then some. Welcome. This is Football Analysis on CTV. My name is Omola Bakaraji. We do justice to all things happening in the world of football. And as it stands, the biggest football news has got to revolve around the biggest football tournament on planet Earth. The World Cup, of course. Of course, I'm not doing the show alone. You get to see who it is. I am with in a bit. So let me just whet your appetite a little bit. Okay, you can be a part of the conversation. We'd love to hear your thoughts and your reactions and your predictions as well. Okay, which particular team you're sticking with, who is here, who is there. I want to hear all of that, or I want to hear from you on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We're there at CTV Live, and on Instagram and TikTok. We are there at CTV Live 1. We're currently live on YouTube, so you can join in the conversation in real time. Okay, we're going on a very short break. When I return, you get to see who it is that is in the studio with me. Stick around to be right back. Welcome back. It is still football analysis on CTV. Joining me on the show today, I've got the very old. I don't know if he's still going by that nickname though, since his boys are no longer here. I've got with me Ibrahim Ayobiojo. I call him Izzy Baba, but he chooses to call himself Ibrahim Adino. So does the nickname still stand?
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Good morning, Labake. Ibrahimovic here. What's up?
Confusing confusion. Welcome.
How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so
Uh,
much for asking. I don't need to ask you how you are. I
I,
know you
I'm
were,
good. I'm actually good and not
but
good,
but
but I'm still good. The fact that my boys are out. Ah,
that's the
I
thing.
could not pick Ronaldinho's score. It
He
was so
called you.
heartbreaking. It was so
He
heartbreaking.
called you.
I tried calling Neymar, but Neymar was. I just want to be realistic for a bit, but uh, big one to Croatia for doing the can I say the unthinkable, but they know how to grind the results out, and they gave the Samba boys a shocker, and yeah, we were sent back to South Lagos. Here we are, we're back home. Painful though. I almost missed my flight because I wanted to run away out of annoyance, but they had to drag me home. So yeah, we are back here.
I need help,
So
guys. Send help. But talking about that, right?
yeah.
Let's start right there from the quarterfinals and Croatia taking on Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
It's very interesting the fact that talking about Brazil, the Brazilian squad, there is a reason why for a lot of people Brazil are or were
Favorites.
a favorite. You
Yeah.
know, the firepower they have, the the sheer quality in that side. Shout out to the Croatians. The last World Cup, they got to the finals.
Yeah,
They
they
were
did.
finalists.
They did.
They were incredible to get there. Their journey
Mm-hmm.
wasn't easy, but they ground out the results, which is
True.
exactly what they're doing here. We're not underrating Croatia in a lot of people picking Brazil as the favorite, but on the day we saw Croatia do everything and anything to stifle the Brazilians. They soaked up so much pressure. For from a TT's point of view, what do you think could have been done differently? Considering if you're looking at the personnel, if you're looking at the players who started on the day,
Mm-hmm.
it was quite the side, you know.
Absolutely. There was literally nobody left out. Every one of their big men started. Every one of their important person up top started. Is it Neymar? Is it Casemiro? Thiago Silva? Alisson Becker? Every one of your first team player for this World Cup was one that started. And like you said, the Croatia know how to stifle the opposition. We saw that at the previous World Cup. They run to the final. They played the three consecutive extra time games, and it's looking like they're going to do this same thing. Round of 16, quarter final, same thing. They frustrated the heck out of the Brazilian team. And if it wasn't for the brilliance, the individual brilliance of Neymar, they would not have gotten any sort of goal. Just how do I put it? Safe to say that Croatia are the second most stingy team in the Premier League. I think almost in the Premier League in this World Cup because they've only conceded two times. Morocco is the other team because they've conceded just once. Twice. First was that header by Alfonso Davies against Canada, and that's goal by Neymar, which is almost
You don't save that.
you
You
don't
don't
say
save
that.
that.
That was a moment of brilliance from Neymar. And what a time to score the goal! What a way to score the goal! What a way to equal Pele's record of the most goals for the Brazilian national team in um 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 um, official competitions, and it was amazing. It was an amazing moment. I felt the joy in Neymar at the moment he scored. He scored on the 113th minute, and my guy was like, "Whoo, yes, we've won this!" And but they went to sleep, and Croatia took advantage, and before you knew it, it was the penalties. And the moment the match got into the penalty, I knew problem was going to be happening. I knew there was going to be problem, and problem ensued. So, as I said before, my boys are back home. Congratulations to the Croatian national team, and my Ibrahim has migrated to Ibrahimovic just for the meantime.
Oh, oh God, have mercy. You need to be pitching your tent in one side. Talking about the fact that so Neymar's goal came in
13th,
fifth plus one actually,
yeah,
and for me, what was the undoing for the Brazilians was the fact that you know it's very important to score goals. It's also very important to be able to defend the lead when you get it. When they did, they've been playing attractive football.
yeah,
We know them for that. That is their style. They don't do boring.
yeah. Don't
They
do
do
boring.
the extra.
Buckling
It
kind of
has to be
football.
exciting, and that's
Yeah,
they have given us. What I figured was their undoing was the fact that I think maybe it didn't occur to them that sometimes you keep your beautiful football by the touchline
and
and
if
you
you,
come onto the pitch and you defend with everything you've got. They were going and looking for the second goal. They were hit by the counter, cut open one, two quick
mm,
passes,
mm,
and Petkovic did what I mean. Allison was stunned. There was no saving that, and they paid for that, didn't they?
yeah, we paid for that. But I'm going to reiterate the fact to you that that could have happened to anything. And the reason I'm saying that is fine. I'm not going to dispute the fact that we let our guard down by allowing ourselves looking for the second goal, which was literally unnecessary. But that doesn't mean that the defense line didn't do their work. Just in case you didn't know, that ball could have easily been saved by Allison. It was via a deflection on Marquinhos, and Marquinhos had the bad day, had a very unlucky day. He got the deflection that got the equalizer, and he missed his decisive spot kick. But as we say, stuff happens in football, and we don't have control over it. And Zlatko Dalic is the manager of this. Let's say the past 8 years for me because Croatia went from nothing
To something, yeah. We saw them
major
2014, we saw them 2014, we
something.
saw them 2018, we're seeing them
This is
2022.
an unprecedented run from 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 I don't
Probably
from
nobody's in
from
football to finalists, yeah.
like finalists, and now they are semi-finalists, and
They just might be finalists again.
easy. Forget the fact that they're facing Argentina. Don't We can't forget the fact that they're facing Argentina, but still they are facing Argentina. But yeah, Argentina, oh, they are good, but Messi and their attackers and the rest, they are, how would I put it? They're more like a star-studded team, but their cohesiveness is what I'm not still
Sure.
sure about. They know how to get themselves in your box, but the rest of their gameplay is not very very impressive to me. I won't lie to you. And they're facing Croatia, who has the best midfield trio in the World Cup left. Tell me, between Croatia, Morocco, France, and Argentina, who has the better midfield? The midfield of Marcelo Brozovic, Mateo Kovacic,
Kovacic,
and Luka
Modric.
Modric. And you expect me to call myself Ibrahimovic? Come on, come on.
Okay, and in that news, if you in case you missed it, Croatia won, Brazil won of regular play time, and then went into penalties. Croatia
Hmm.
converted four, with Brazil converting two. So of course, Croatia went ahead in
Yeah.
that particular one.
Kudos to them actually.
Shout out to them. And in case you also missed that, Tite has stepped down as the manager of the Brazilian side, of which it was agreed I was going to do that anyway
Yeah,
before the World Cup
anyway, choice.
started.
Anyways.
So we're waiting to see who's going to be the man that's going to be taking over the mantle.
Yeah, I rejected the call. I didn't want. I'm still trying to get my license. I said I'm only on B license right now. Labaka is looking at me, some of my people, but she doesn't understand the fact that I am here on CTV live talking about football and not. She doesn't believe the fact that I have connection with the. I'm joking, my people, but honestly speaking, I feel it was the right thing for him to do, stepping down. We had no reason to continue. We had no business continuing. Same thing I should say about one person that's they're still going to push through the south gate, but it is what it is. And yeah, uh, Brazil should try and look forward this time around. They should look outdoors all the time. They try to get Brazilian coaches to, and the only way it has paid off is in the Copa America. Well, every other place is just them trying as much as they can. They have the firepower, they have the stars to compete with any team in any other team in the world. In fact, these guys are the best World Cup record. Nobody has come close, and still, it looks like their success at the World Cup is looking
It's almost looking
is
like a thing of
aged.
the past.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's looking old. I can't remember the last time Brazil won the World Cup. So I feel they should try and experiment, expand their horizon, and see if
Just
they
go
can get
outside and
European
say,
coaches that can do something magnificent with the kind of players they have right now. Bar Neymar, but I know he's still going to come back for the next World Cup. Bar Neymar, Thiago Silva, to an extent, probably Fabinho, Casemiro. The rest of the squad are still fresh for the World Cup. So
Vinicius,
Vinicius,
Rodrigo,
Rodrigo, Martinez,
Martinelli,
these boys are
a couple of these
young.
guys.
They're
Yeah.
very young.
And they're
So
amazing, actually. So
yeah, and Marquinhos is still a young guy, so they should. And Dani Alves as well. My guy is already gone.
you want to
So
see him next?
no, I'm talking about
Oh,
the guys that
okay.
are leaving the World Cup. So
Uh,
yeah, uh, I hope the Brazilian FA can get it right this time and do the needful.
Okay, let's see if they're going to be going out of their comfort zone, talking about getting perhaps European coach or something.
Yeah,
We'll see how that does shape up. Away from that, we also had Netherlands taking on Argentina. That game came with the drama the way you like it. So if you are the type who likes to indulge in some popcorn and drinks while you're watching a game of football, you just might have choked if you had been watching that particular game because dramatic it was. Argentina went ahead quite early, courtesy of a very, very brilliant pass to Molina. The pass was coming from Lionel Messi. Molina converted. Good one. 1-0. All right. We returned to second half. All right, he ended 1-0 in the first half. Second half started, and there was an infraction of which in the penalty uh, spot in the box. All right,
yeah,
and then that was a penalty for
that's
Argentina.
lovely though.
Yeah, it was a controversial one. And then Lionel Messi converted from the spot. Yeah, he got this penalty. 2-0 it was, and I mean 75th minute, 73rd minute, we assumed it was game over, but apparently Weghorst was like he had something to say in this game, and say he absolutely did. He got a goal in the 83rd minute, and also 11 minutes after uh, regular time of play, and 2-2 it was. We went into extra time. Talk about dramatic. It came with
Yeah,
everything. We also had a red card. Let me mention.
Denzel.
Dumfries was the man who had his working papers very, very late on in that game. Went into penalties and yeah, 3 goals to 4. Dramatic
Very,
now,
very
was it not?
dramatic. Very dramatic. So much controversy surrounded that game. So much aftermath of you said this, you didn't say this, you acted like this, you didn't act like this. But that does not stop the that does not outshine the classic match they gave us. I mean Argentina and the Netherlands. They gave us a match that you can go rewatch and you won't be bored because it was an amazing game. First, the Molina's goal, his very first goal for his country. What a time to score it! What a way to get the goal off that sublime pass from Lionel Messi that took off like five um,
Dutch players.
Dutch players. They didn't even know where the ball was going to come out from, and whoo, what a goal! Then came the controversial penalty. My guy converted down to get his 10th World Cup goal. There, when we thought everything was going to be done, now we're just like, no, there's still a part to this game. So, after the game ended, there was so much controversy regarding the reactions from the Argentine players and them saying that they got spiked by what the Netherlands players were actually doing prior to them taking the penalties. And if we want to be realistic, right, football allows for taunting. Sports in general allows for taunting. If you do not taunt your opponents, if you not play mind games, it might feel boring to us at times. Don't get me wrong. There are some taunting and there are some mind games that have to have boundaries. You don't overstep your boundaries to get yourself unnecessary bookings and everything. So whatever the thing the Netherlands were doing did not warrant any booking, because if or did not warrant any sort of punishment, because if it was deemed punishable, the referee in charge, Lahos, would have actually found regularly called them to order. The one he found disrespectful was the one he gave Denzel Dumfries a red card. That was at the tail end of the game. So, if that didn't happen, I see no reason why the opposition should be saying all sorts of words to the manager, to the players, to the referees. Literally, if possible, they could have said it to the fans. But at least we know the category in which some people are placed as the good state. Also, some of them are going to just be let go, just let it slide. At least it's a match. But for you to understand the basis of the controversy of that game, the referee, Laos, has been sent home from the World Cup not to officiate the third place match. He
Meant to.
was meant to officiate no more. So that should tell us how controversial that game was, and how it could have gone either ways, honestly
And we
speaking.
also had some calls I figured were
Yeah,
ignored or
very obvious fouls. Look at the Lionel Messi handball.
the
More
twice
than twice
actually twice.
actually. Some were claiming that what's his name? Daily Blink could have gotten himself sent off for a very rash tackle. Same as Argentine players. So Enzo Fernandez too could have gotten himself sent off for a very rash tackle as well. But it is what it is. So after the game, there was so much complaints and everything, but as it is, we enjoyed the classic it gave us. Four good goals, four beautiful goals, the drama and everything and all. But all in all, big kudos to Emiliano Martinez for keeping his side in the game via
The
his
penalty,
heroics
yeah.
in the penalty shootouts and all. So on goes Argentina to the next round. The Dutch on their own. They live to fight another day, just like the captain said. Most of them are still have at least one more World
World
Cup
Cup
in
to
them.
go.
All of them, at least. Only Daily Blind, if you ask me. Every other person still has at least one World Cup in them, including them and Virgil van Dijk himself. And it was a bittersweet one for the manager in Louis van Gaal, who was officiating his very last game for the Dutch national side. There 20 games, I beg your pardon, 14 wins, 5 draw, and as he said,
So that's it was a
that's not a
defeat.
loss. It was a draw to him because the whole 120 minutes was played out as a draw. So, yeah, he's off the job now and has been replaced by Ronald Koeman. Those guys just like to
Recycle.
recycle managers, but they do what pays them, and I hope to see them come stronger in the next Mundial. But let's see how far Argentina is going to go today. They face Croatia.
Absolutely well said. And that takes us to the next game. We've talked about two games already that went down in the quarterfinals. The next one has the only African team standing. We had Morocco take on Portugal, and the Moroccans gave a good account of themselves. The Atlas Lions are still there, they are still standing. And standing they did. Talk about Yusuf El Nesiri's goal. What a leap.
Mm-hmm.
What a jump.
Mm-hmm.
What an header. What a goal.
What
What
a
a moment.
cross, actually,
We need to mention that,
across
absolutely.
by Atala. That the Moroccans have shocked us all. They've shocked everybody else minus me. I expected they they shocked me. I
I'm
was
not
like,
here, you're speaking
they
loud.
shocked me. The only time I know they didn't shock me was the match against Spain, because I was like, yeah, they're going to be Spain. If you are being realistic, you remember I
Yeah,
said they're
yeah.
going to be
No,
Spain.
I try to be, to stay. I don't like to sit on this fence, you get it?
I told them that we're going to be Spain. So yeah, so if you want to say we want to start like waxing lyrical about the Moroccans, we would have the whole of today to talk about them. They have been by far the best team in the World Cup. On my own part, if you ask me, by far the best team. Because you tell me one player I want to pick out that has been fantastic for the Moroccans. You
Uh,
have at least four.
yeah, because I was about to mention Ziyech, Kamrabat, in Elsiri as well has been so good. Beg your pardon, Akimi, um,
Yasin Bono,
Bono has, oh yeah,
Roman
it's
Size,
been so good.
Roman Size,
Even Kedira, a lot of these guys actually they've come good.
Mazrui.
They've come very good, right? Fair enough.
The guy with the assist. No, see,
Fair
we are
enough.
going to be literally calling every single one of them.
They're so
These
good.
guys are faced finalists in the last finalists in Croatia. They didn't concede a goal. They beat Belgium 2-0. Didn't concede. Spain didn't concede. Portugal did not concede.
Which is shout out to Bono, absolutely.
Ow,
Shout out to
ow,
Bono.
ow, ow.
Shout out to his defense line. They've been so good. And talking about the fact that okay, the first let's say we saw them against Belgium
Yeah.
2-0. Okay, we're like, okay, was it that the Belgians were stuttering?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were not looking at the brilliance of the Moroccans.
They
They did not
outplayed the
outplayed,
Belgians.
outclassed, outscored, and
Out
outwon,
everything.
apparently. They were so good. Against the Croatians, it was both parties, measuring up to each other,
Yeah.
and balancing each other out.
Yeah.
Against the Canadians, they were good, they were impressive, they
Very
were amazing.
impressive.
They considered a goal, but
Yeah,
it
I
was
know
still
goal.
a Moroccan player. They are yet to have any opposition player score against them, at least in regular time. So they've had penalties, yeah, but no one scored,
Yeah.
which is quite amazing, to say
Amazing.
the
Should we
very
take a
least.
second to just talk about Sofiane Amrabat this World Cup? He's been I can't say by far, but to an extent, the best midfielder at this World Cup.
He's been
This
quite
same
good.
World Cup that has had Tchouameni, Casemiro, Bellingham,
There's Modric there as well.
Luka Modric, Hazard, Kevin De
KDB.
Bruyne. Literally every great midfielder has been at this World Cup, and yet the particular Sofiane Amrabat that plays for Fiorentina is standing heads and shoulders above everybody else. Not because his team has the stars, but his team plays like a team.
They have the team, which is something they have.
And he has been the main man marshalling the midfield. It's hard for you to see an opposition pass one Moroccan, two Moroccan players, and the third person that's going to go meet him is Amrabat, and you are not passing him.
It's been very
That's just
good,
it.
and it's very interesting the fact that for every World Cup we always have those players who perhaps are not the most popular, who are not the biggest stars, but prove something.
Yeah.
They come that every 4 years I'm here. You're going to know my name. You're going to know my name. And shout out to the Moroccans. Now for the Portuguese, now we're talking about a team that boasts of so much
talent.
So I was saying, even though I was joking, but I was kind of serious. The fact that the Portuguese are blessed with so much attacking options, and not just anyhow, quality attacking options. And then they have someone like a Rafael
sitting
on the bench.
That's how much quality.
That's how good they have been. That's how much talent they boast of. That's how much share everything they have. At some point in that game against the Moroccans, they had 7 forwards
attackers
on that
field,
pitch.
yeah, and still nothing came out of it.
They came close a couple of times.
Yeah, João Felix, Cristiano Ronaldo, Bernardo Silva, Pepe. You can count on and on. Still, they didn't rattle Bono. Bono was he rattled? I doubt it.
He rattled not, because apparently he did not concede. So
an extent, the Moroccans could have got
a second goal
at the very tail end of the game. So, like I said, I believe the Moroccans are yet to show us that okay, Africa should not be how would I put it? You should not be.
You can't cast them. You can't cast us aside. Apparently,
at all, so.
It's incredible having the fact that when we're talking about the quota of every should I say nation or confederation, Africa has the list here, and
it was shown here.
Okay, in fairness to them, right? We have the second list number, and I kept on looking at the fact that Europeans are more than twice the number, 3 times actually the number of the African countries. We had just 5 here, and it was so interesting the fact that for a lot of the biggest stars in Africa, talk about the countries that qualified. You have Senegal, you have Cameroon, Senegal were the team I figured,
Ghana.
we're going to be
Exactly. We
or
all
could
love
have been
Senegal.
where Morocco is, and it's very interesting what has transpired and has occurred
And
and brought.
some want to argue with you that it is the injury to Sadio Mane that caused it. But I'm going to argue not that
It could have been,
it could have
it
been,
could
but
have,
with
should
or
have.
without the injury, they if they had scored one or two against England, I could have said, okay, probably they they had something to say about it. They didn't score one against England. They conceded
It
three.
wasn't even so much the fact that they did not score for me. It
Eh,
was how they chose to, I don't know, is it bend their head or their neck,
to
allow themselves to be walked over.
it could have been as much as 6 to 7
It
goals.
was
It
it
was
was
that
too much an imposing game
yeah.
for the English. They were everywhere. I'm talking about the English. We had another quarterfinal game, the very last one, England taking on France. And what a game that was. For me, it wasn't. Okay, before I get to what it was for me, we had Aurelien Chouameni give us.
That goal. That goal.
That was good. That was great. That was phenomenal. That was amazing. What a goal it was. And then we had the same man, Chouameni, made a yeah, it was culpable for
Hmm.
Hurricane's penalty.
Yeah,
That of course,
fast legs from Bukayo Saka.
yeah, and yeah, he got that one. Hurricane converted, making no mistake, scoring against his club
His
teammate
boy.
in Hugo Lloris. 1-1 is stood, and then Olivier Giroud doing Olivier Giroud stuff. He has been amazing this
Ah,
World Cup,
dude.
and then some. He scored that, so 2-1. It was in favor of the French. A couple of changes for Gareth Southgate,
Yeah.
all of that stuff, and then. There was another penalty for the English, but Hurricane was unable to convert this one. As a matter of fact, the ball is here to come down, I think.
He's still looking for it.
So they're still looking for it. So 2 goals to 1. And I know your take on Gareth Southgate.
Hmm.
You know my take. I tend to not be as vocal as you are about yours, but
Yeah.
it's for the English,
Yeah.
right? They are out now.
Hmm.
France have progressed to the next round, which is the semis. They will be taking on Morocco. We'll get to that in a bit. For England, they were quite good to get into this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the game against France was a game where we felt both teams had more than enough quality,
Hmm.
a lot of
Hello.
quality, and
Yeah.
that we saw. It was quite the game. Yeah. How impressed were you in total over from the lineup to the changes made to the tactics to the formation, everything for the English side?
I was impressed. First, Gareth Southgate stuck to his onions by naming an unchanged lineup from their win over Senegal to taking them and take them to this game, and it was very very um dicey trying to pick that kind of lineup, especially with the fact that you'll be facing Kylian Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele, fast guys who know how to go on the break and all. You're starting a Kai Walker, supported by Jordan Henderson in the right back and everything. So the the game was good enough. Was as see. Let me say it like this, right? I am I was impressed with the England team, not their manager. I was impressed with them because on the whole outlook of the game, they outplayed the France national team. Their attempts were literally almost times two. They are 40 up to if they are on the run, you get scared for the France national team, like, oh, these guys are trying to get a goal. They're trying to get a goal. Uh First that thunderbolt from Dramini, no keeper in this universe is stopping that. Nobody. Then the Kane fastest from Bukayo Saka. Giroud, I don't know how he got. I just don't even understand. Even with that much pressure on him by Harry Maguire, was still able to get his header on point. He needs to be checked. That one aside needs to be checked. So here goes Harry Kane with the opportunity, blasted over the bar, and here we are talking about Gareth Southgate. Him saying he wants to take his time after the whole incident of the World Cup. He wants to take his time and dissect, and he will do what is best for the whole country. About it. Please move, bros, bounce.
Boys, employers don't have a
Please
problem
let me
with
get
it.
to the point. You should bounce. First is first. You needed a goal. To your long, you needed a goal, right? You had Ibrahim, calm down. Declan Rice started, fantastic player. Anderson started, fantastic player. Bellingham
Bellingham.
started, fantastic player. You started um, Foden, Bukayo Saka, and Harry Kane. Rashford is on the bench. Trent is on the bench. James Maddison is on the bench. Maddison, I never seen. I don't know his jersey number this World Cup. Callum Wilson is on the bench. I don't know that one jersey number as well. Raheem Sterling is back. Although some will say he went home, he had lack of fitness. He was on the bench. You needed goals. You We were just talking about the Portuguese national team, right? They needed a goal. How many attackers do you have on the field? 7.
7.
Did you bring any attacker? No. Just remove. What time did you put in Marcus Rashford? 86 minutes.
86. Uh-huh.
If I was Rashford, if I say yes, I enter. We go get problem. No,
But
but no, honest. If Rashford actually wanted to do something that was good for his country, let me go in. Probably I'll get a very very late equalizer. He tried. That free kick was exquisite, but there's little to nothing you can do around
it
that
was
time.
too little, too late. Yeah.
When your coach is not giving you the confidence that you guys can do this. Look at the French national team, for the love of God. They brought in Benzema to this World Cup. They brought in so much players to this World Cup, quality players. And they know that if one gets injured, this other person is going to be able to replicate what he's doing seamlessly. When Nkunku got injured, his replacement, they went to go and bring him. Translate it to Yoruba, you know his name. That one aside, Benzema got injured. There was no replacement for him because they know why. They have
Yeah,
quite enough
yeah.
of players.
To play the position.
Our uncle. Tell me what Calvin Phillips is doing in this World Cup.
He's had only, and for me that was very interesting with the kind of
I
selections
thought you
he
wanted to
made.
come and put the
No,
uncle.
no, it is what it is. Calvin Phillips featured just once in the Premier League for Manchester City. He's been out injured for a lot. He's just back, and all of that with his fitness issue and all that. I didn't think he was going to make it to this side, to the World Cup in general. Why? Because he wasn't going to add anything to your team right now in his fitness journey. And where he is as a player right now, I just didn't think he was going to be able to do
At
it.
all.
But apparently, Gareth Southgate, for some reason, had faith in him, or maybe he
Had
expected
faith in
something.
him. The same way he had faith in Mason Mount. Mason Mount, that prior to this World Cup, in Chelsea was having a whole lot of struggles, getting goals,
Yeah,
getting assists,
fitness
get
issues.
plenty. You took him to the World Cup. He was one of the most cricketed players you used. As a sub, you were looking for goal. You're putting Mason Mount. Is it climbing mountain? This is not a mountain climb. This is a football game. Putting the boys that know that okay, they will create space. This one will run.
And
This one will
talking about
cross. This one will
form,
head. Come on.
I was very surprised as well the way James Madison did not feature. I figured
Not a
half
minute.
time you have the luxury of 5 substitution. I expected something to change, but the game
Five.
was 1-1. So,
Five. Come
but
on.
anywho, the English are back home, and
I'm guessing you have to just take them because okay, I don't want to backlash from the fans. I don't want to backlash from the media. I don't want to backlash from the people at home. Let me take Madison. They made the notice I don't like him. Let me take Trent. Made the notice I don't like him. Still on still, you don't like these boys because if you are take Callum Wilson, see,
amazing form
if
for
I was Ivan
Newcastle,
Toney,
you
right?
mentioned.
If I was Ivan Toney, I would take every single Brentford player out this weekend.
And do what?
We have a party.
You can't celebrate at the downfall of your country.
No, not for my country.
So my coach.
It should be out there. Southgate exit party.
Well, maybe it's a good thing that you're not Ivan Tony right
Yeah,
there. That's
very, very
very
good
that's
thing.
very vicious.
Very, very good
On
thing.
that note, we coming to talking about the semi-final games. But before we do that, we're going to a very very short break. When we return, we get to talk about the semi-final action. Argentina taking on Croatia tonight. France taking on Morocco tomorrow. And we cannot wait, and I'm sure. We'd love to hear your thoughts and your reaction, like I said. Hit us up on our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. CTV Live is the handle. We're currently live on YouTube. By the way, Instagram and TikTok, we are there, CTV Live 1. So stick around, we'll be right back. Welcome back. It is still football analysis on CTV and talking about the semi-final games. What games they are actually.
Yeah.
Argentina taking on Croatia. For both teams,
Yeah.
the Argentines have been quite good to get here. They
Mm-hmm.
stumbled, of which the stumbling was quite a lot of stumbling.
Massive,
Yeah,
massive.
against the Netherlands, and it was quite close for them getting here. For the Croatians, it would be argued that it was an upset. Them taking down the Brazilians and them getting here
Yeah.
instead of them. Argentina taking on I was about to say Brazil. That was a game we thought we were going to see.
We were expecting,
So
right?
Argentina taking on Croatia this evening for both managers. Okay, I've been not so impressed with what's the name of this man Scaloni now.
Lionel.
I've not been so impressed with him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's here. He's in the semi-finals,
Yeah,
right?
he is.
For the Croatian man, he has been, he's been
Impeccable.
2014. Who knew Croatia? 2018. But we have been knowing them. We have been seeing them. We can identify all of their players, where they play,
Every one of them.
and all that stuff. Would you think is going to be the victor? Would you think is going to be the vanquished? Would you think is going to do what this evening? For the Brazil, Brazil again.
No, don't stop reminding me. Stop
My bad.
reminding me. Stop
For the
reminding me.
Argentines now,
It's
they
painful.
boast of Lionel Messi.
Angel,
I'm just,
Enzo,
the boast of
Emi,
Lionel Messi. I'm talking about their biggest
Leo,
players across board. It's
Parades,
clean clear for the Argentines.
Rodrigo,
For Croatia, they boast of Luka Modric.
King Luca.
So it's not anybody versus anybody. I'm just
It's
saying.
the battle of the LM10 versus LM10. Let's be realistic with ourselves. It is the battle between LM10 versus LM10. We and Argentina thrives around Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
Croatia thrives around who?
Luka.
Luka Modric. So it is going to be a very, very perfect setting. I don't want to add sentiment to it, but if I want to answer you via sentimentally, I'm going to pitch myself with Croatia. That's being sentimental. I don't want my our rivals to win it. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But whew, um some will say the god of soccer would favor. I don't want to call it soccer, but I just call it soccer. Would favor Argentina based on the amount of stars they have, the drive, the reason behind their World Cup campaign. Is not only to win the World Cup, it's just to win it from one person, the person I just talked about.
Well, the other guys are going to get a medal too. So.
Yeah, their consolation prizes. The honest consolation prizes, their medals is the main medal they are looking for is get Messi a trophy. It will be written down in the history of the Argentine books that we were part of the team that won ourselves the World Cup. So it is not only that it is Diego Maradona that has a World Cup, Lionel Messi has a World Cup too. So that is what they are all about. And you could tell from the 2014 World Cup when Mario Götze broke their hearts. 2018 World Cup, Benjamin Pavard broke their hearts, and now this World Cup they are trying as much as possible to end every single obstacle in their way. They didn't see the Arabians coming. They were able to, how do I put it, rise from that shock defeat. They are undoing in this match against Croatia has to be their probably overconfidence and the fact that their midfield is not going to be as compact as
The
the
Croatians.
Croatians. Don't get me wrong, their midfield trio is insane. In Enzo Fernandez, Rodrigo De Paul, and um, Thiago Amalda. But you want to compare it with Marcelo Brozovic, Mateo Kovacic, and Luka Modric, flanked by Benjamin Sosa, and this guy playing right back. They have Vardy at the back. They have Lovren at the back. Lovren has looked like a prime Nesta this World Cup. We have Messi. Messi is going to do some things to him. We know, but still, it's hard for me to pitch my tent for someone. Based on quality, Argentina has the edge over Croatia, but the compactness the Croatians have with Zlatko Dalic in charge is almost unexplainable. They don't know how to concede. The moment they concede, forget. If they conceded in 119th minute, still go and park the bus because the 120th or the 121st minute, these guys are still looking for the goal, and that's that has been their greatest achievement under this man. That's gotten them this far, and I'm so sure they are not going to want to relent, especially them looking at a very, very unprecedented consecutive final and in the front. They are not going to want to give in to the Argentines. I'll be like, oh, let's lay back. It's Messi. Oh, let's lay back. It's the Argentines. No, they are going to go all in for this match as well, same as the Argentines. So we are going to be having a very, very cracking game of football on our hands this night that I cannot wait. I know the cars are going to be flying left and right everywhere in this game. The Argentines are going to be attacking as much as they want to attack, while Livakovic and the rest of the Croatian defense would have to be at their at their
Absolute
premium
best.
best if they want to like get something out of this game. So um like the way I thought, the way I said it before, and the way I'm looking at it, this game is going to be won and lost
In the
in the
midfield.
middle of the park. So
I agree 100%. I think that whatever is going to happen in the middle is going to say a lot to what's
yeah,
going to happen up top for
yeah,
both sides. Okay,
exactly.
so let's see who is going to take this one. Argentina taking on Croatia. The LM10 taking on the LM10. Yeah,
Yeah,
Luka Modric taking on
Lionel
Lionel
Messi.
Messi. What a game it promises to be. On the other side for tomorrow, we have France taking on Morocco, the current
Mm,
champions, taking on the high-flying African side. The Moroccans have come, they have conquered, they have sinned, they've done it all, I should say. The kind of big boys
mm-hmm.
they've taken apart to get here.
Yeah,
You cannot, for some reason, just sneeze at them and say France takes this one.
it's not happening.
You know, Morocco did not respect Belgium. They did not. They did not respect Croatia either. They stood toe to toe with them. They of course they didn't respect the Canadians. Yeah,
Not all.
why should they? Why should we? Right? They took
First
on,
timers.
you know that they took on Portugal, they took on Spain, and now they are here. For the French side, I don't think they have gotten the into full throttle yet.
None.
This I've not seen what I saw in 2018, which it is understandable because of the notable absences they have,
Those two boys.
especially in the middle of the park. Defensively, we've
They
seen
are
them.
solid.
You know,
They're
they've
solid.
done it. They've done it. They have quality in goal, quality the back line.
Yeah.
You know, they've stood this test. For the middle of the park, though, they're missing very key figures in N'Golo Kante, Paul Pogba, and we've seen the young guys talking about Tchouameni now, and part of the older ones talking about Rabiot coming in to slot in
Yeah. And
and do
very
their best.
tooth.
Yeah, and Veritage. They've done quite okay,
Yeah.
but that's what it has been.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that they would be able to handle? Because I kind of think that Morocco would shock us
Yeah. It
in
looks like so.
because so far so good. They've not respected anybody in the way they play.
At
You're
all.
going to come and play what we want you to play, is what Regan Gray has set
You
aside
agree?
to
Yeah.
do, you know. So, what do you think for Didier Deschamps now? What do you think he is going to want to do? You know, because against England, France could have lost it.
Yeah.
They came quite close to doing it, but they showed quality in getting the goals when it mattered, and that was it. Now, for against Morocco, what do you think Didier Deschamps would be telling his boys? Or what kind of changes do you think he just might be making to make his team a bit more solid, you know, to be able to handle what the Moroccans will be throwing at them?
That would be his greatest undoing, trying to alter his lineup to accommodate whatever the Croatia and Moroccans are going to be bringing, because he tried doing that, and his one and only loss at this World Cup is to an African side in Tunisia, who plays similarly to the Moroccans, and the Moroccans have been better than the Tunisians. So him saying he wants to go change up his tweak something, is definitely going to be affecting him. But no matter what he still want to tweak, their midfield is not going to come close to the midfield of the Moroccans in this game. If you start Tchouameni, Rabiot, Veretout, and Eduardo Camavinga, they will still have problems in the middle of the park, because the four of them are not as reliable as just Paul Pogba and N'Golo Kante. If there was an N'Golo Kante or just one Paul Pogba in this lineup or this setup, I would be like, okay, the middle of the park is still set for them. Tchouameni, you just don't go anywhere. Stay, sit, clean up. Paul Pogba and Veretout or Rabiot or Kamavinga, whatever which one of it is, go spray and cause havoc. If it was Kante that was available, Kante, you sit. Let Tchouameni and the rest go cause havoc. Let's see how they would have, their World Cup would have been more fantastic than it has been right now, even though they're in the semi-finals, right? The thing that I've seen that has improved a whole lot from them compared to the last World Cup is their defense. They have leaked in fewer goals than they did the whole of the previous one. They are very coarse at the back in Varane, Ibrahima, Dayo Upamecano, Saliba, their flanks.
Kunde is also somewhere there.
Jules Koundé is right there. Theo Hernandez and I don't know
They've
using
seen
Benjamin
Pavard
Pavard. They are not using
once
Benjamin
a
Pavard,
few
right?
times.
A few times there. See, they are. Why is his name leaving my Disasi? Yeah, there's Disasi. So Disasi too is there, locking up shop and everything. They are doing good defensively. Their defensive aspect has been impressive, but the Moroccans don't need to overpower you up top. They don't. They don't play the Gegen pressing kind of football. They don't want to like outplay you up top, create the chances. No, just all they need is like 3 to 4 chances the whole game, and if they're able to take one or two, forget it. When they lock the gate, there is no opening.
You might be able to melt the key or the padlock. Maybe.
That time the regulation time would have been up already. That is how compact the Moroccans have been, and if if you want to go by what the French boys played against the Tunisians and what the Moroccans have been playing against all the European sides,
Well, in
I'm
fairness, okay,
scared.
okay. In fairness,
I'm
though,
scared for the
okay.
France.
One, something I think that we need to take into
Is
cognizance
the
is that
rotation?
not just that, it was the fact that the game against Tunisia, they knew that qualification to the round
Was
of 16
assured.
was assured, and it was trying its best to not have any form of injury whatsoever. Talking about Theo Hernandez now, we
Yeah,
have had
yeah.
Luka Hernandez out. Theo is the only left back he
So you
has.
have to start
So we had,
Eduardo.
and the Tunisians
Capitalized
capitalized on
on that.
that.
I understand. I understand that aspect 100. But what me I am all about is if Theo Hernandez starts right, something comes up with Theo Hernandez mid game. Tell me he's going to come up to replicate and replace him at the left back. Literally almost nobody. Only Kamavinga, which is going to be very hard. They are all the French national team has right now is attack. They have the attack in bulk to the extent that whenever Antoine Griezmann is always playing midfield. He's always playing the midfield. And you barely see him up top because he's filled up already. So right now, um, just like the Croatian and the Argentine national team game, is the midfield that's going to be won and lost. Same here. If the Moroccans can be able to take control of the midfield, we saw what problems this same French national team faced while playing against England in the middle of the park. They lost the game. They lost the middle to the English national team. So they relied on how much pace they had and how much
Hit them
they
on the
can soak
flanks. Yeah.
up pressure. But if they want to do that against the Moroccans, it's going to be hard. The Moroccans score one. If they score one, it's left to the
Adios
Argentines to
and
be.
bye for now.
That's to be the French boys to be trying to get the goals. But on a level playing field, on everything being balanced, and the Moroccans have. I can't. They have overachieved. They have overachieved this
Because
bit
talking about it,
because of the quality
I
of the
mean,
players.
if for certain, all right,
Yeah,
getting out of that group that had Belgium, that had Croatia,
Croatia
and they didn't just get out of it. No, they
top
topped it comfortably with 7 points.
unbeaten.
So it was impressive to say
Croatia
the
Croatia
very
was
least.
like this. That Croatia Morocco game, they were like this. They knew how much they had to fight to get that one point.
And fight they
They
did absolutely. So let's see what our African brothers, talking about the Atlas Lion, will be doing against the reigning champions.
Hakimi against Kylian Mbappe.
It's been quite, yeah, well, they're two brothers.
Two
They're going
brothers.
to be reuniting, but in this case, wearing different colors. Okay, and that's about it on football analysis today. We hope you had so much fun hanging
Before you
with
go,
us.
you
It's
have been
always
putting me on the line. Answer the question.
a
Croatia,
question.
Argentina.
Uh, Croatia for me. For some reason, I just feel like See, what I have seen from the Croatians is that frustrate you, they can.
Yeah.
Frustrate you, they will.
100,
If you
100.
allow them frustrate you, you will pay. That's the point.
100.
And then they're going to force you to be frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
They are not against Brazil. I saw a team that they're like, we'll knock the ball here, we'll knock
Yeah.
the ball
They
here.
were ready to play.
You know how to
They were
attack.
ready to play 280 minutes.
See, this boys, see, and that is one thing I'm not sure the Argentines can go the distance.
They'll be
Croatia have been
frustrated.
the kings of extra time.
They'll
We
be
saw it in
frustrated.
2018.
They'll be
We're seeing it right here in
frustrated.
2022. So, for Morocco, France, I've got a boy in France talking about Ibu Konate.
Konate.
But I'm an African, y'all. So,
Africans.
I'll be,
France looks like an African team
but they are
actually.
not. They are European. Thank you very much. On that note, we say adios, we're saying au revoir, we're saying bye-bye, whatever
Ibrahimovic
language it
out.
is.
You know what I'm saying?
Just make sure you take care of yourself. Ensure you enjoy football. It's the least you can do. After all, but please make sure you prioritize your safety. Okay. So we'll come your way again next time. This is still CTV, your number one online television station. Bye bye.
Ibrahimovic out. Ibrahim Adio is resting.
Yeah, in peace.